Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Former WWE United States Champion Jacob Fatu is reportedly set to be out of action for a long period of time going forward, due to a major non-wrestling related medical issue. This development comes at the worst of times. After not being featured prominently over the past few months, Fatu was on the cusp of a renewed push, set to feud with Drew McIntyre, while also potentially challenging Cody Rhodes for the undisputed WWE Championship imminently. In this article, therefore, we shall discuss 3 replacements for Jacob Fatu on SmackDown. Given that Randy Orton has been feuding with Drew McIntyre and is perennially involved with Cody Rhodes to a varying extent ahead of their inevitable feud down the line, one could consider him a replacement for Fatu of sorts, if Triple H decides to thrust him back into that position. It is unclear what the Viper's direction would have been like anyway. He is no longer a full-time wrestler, taking frequent short absences and wrestling infrequently, although the latter is true for most major stars in WWE. Surprisingly though, Randy Orton hasn't had a PLE match since SummerSlam, and hasn't had a singles PLE match since Night of Champions, where he had lost the KOTR final to Cody Rhodes. Amid declining ratings and a show finally beginning to rise out of creative sludge, pushing the Apex Predator back into the limelight makes sense, and may even expedite his potential heel turn to spice things up on SmackDown. Seth Rollins' recent injury has forced WWE to play a hand that isn't all too bad on Raw, having Braun Breaker betray the still World Heavyweight Champion, whose legitimate injury remains unacknowledged, and setting the stage for Breaker and Reed to be pushed into the brightest spotlight. Now, WWE will have to chart a creative path to salvage the void Rollins leaves, but fortunately, Jacob Fatu's absence won't impact SmackDown as significantly and fundamentally. However, the concept of pushing young stars remains one that Triple H should obviously follow through on universally. Former NXT champion Obafemi seems like the perfect candidate to replace Jacob Fatu in this regard. He is young, athletic, exciting, and a monster who has an edge and a unique character. He has been expected to be called up to the main roster for some time, and SmackDown seems like the right show anyway. It needs fresh talent and consequently is the place where they would actually have the opportunity to carve out a place for themselves. Fatu's absence only exacerbates that for Femi. Gunther has been absent from WWE since SummerSlam 2025, when he lost the World Heavyweight Championship to CM Punk. During the match, his legitimate nose injury was played into, and he has not been seen on WWE programming since, requiring and recovering from nose surgery. While a timeline of his return remains unclear, he is not expected to be out for much longer. He is also rumored to be the frontrunner to stand across the ring from John Cena in his final match at Saturday night's main event. Despite Raw seemingly having just lost Seth Rollins, SmackDown is still the show that needs more star power, and Gunther right now can be featured on any brand. With Rollins gone and Reigns in his own part-time universe, Gunther doesn't have a ton of fresh matches on Raw, although rekindling a rivalry with CM Punk seems enticing, and he is a great candidate to wrestle him for the World Heavyweight Championship if it is vacated by Seth Rollins. Nonetheless, if Breaker and Reed are indeed to be positioned more prominently on Raw, Gunther can simply make his WWE return on SmackDown, where he will be in a fresh setting with the likes of Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, and Drew McIntyre, with whom he can rekindle rivalries. He has a history with all these men, but the limited interactions mean these are actually stories to be followed up on. Gunther also fits the role of the monster on SmackDown perfectly, and with John Cena set for no appearances between Survivor Series and Saturday night's main event on December 13, it's not like Gunther needs to be on a particular show anyway. Tathia Sakshtiv is an undergraduate student majoring in English literature and an aspiring professional snooker player. Before joining Sportskeeda's WWE Trends division, Tathia spent a year as a news writer for e-wrestling news and wrestling headlines and has contributed editorials to various publications. Tathia got hooked on wrestling during the road to WrestleMania 34, when there was widespread speculation about a potential John Cena vs. The Undertaker match, because they had always been the two most popular stars amongst the casual viewing audience in the country. The build-up to their match fueled his curiosity. Despite the brief match, he began exploring wrestling through Sportskeeda during this time, which led him to become passionate about the industry. CM Punk is a standout figure for Tathya, as he believes the star is a true master of blending fiction and reality in wrestling. Among a whole lot of things about CM Punk, he also resonates with Punk's mantra, "I'm straight edge, and straight edge means I'm better than you." Tathya interviewed wrestling stars such as Gunther and Drew McIntyre at the WWE Superstar Spectacle 2023 in Hyderabad. Jacob Fatu has become a fearsome force on SmackDown. His imposing presence, Samoan heritage, and high-impact style make him a linchpin for the Blue brand's mid to upper card. But with reports swirling that he could be sidelined into 2026 due to a non-wrestling injury, WWE must creatively pivot. Cage-side seats for pro wrestling fans +1 the question: who can step into the gap left by Fatu and maintain momentum, while potentially pushing new angles and matchups? Below are 3 replacements, in ascending order of impact, that offer distinct possibilities. One of the more exciting young names on WWE's roster, Oba Femi, embodies a fresh face energy that SmackDown could benefit from. As highlighted in recent speculative pieces, Femi is young, athletic, exciting, and a monster who has an edge and a unique character. Sportskeeda. He brings youthful vigor and is relatively untapped on the main roster, which means WWE has a chance to mold him. The absence of Fatu opens a slot for someone rawer to flourish, rather than inserting a veteran back in. Femi could become the monster here of sorts, the next big powerhouse on SmackDown, filling the void of the dominant enforcer role that Fatu held. What the angle could be? Imagine Femi interrupting a major match, eviscerating a mid-card foe, and then declaring himself the apex predator of the brand. Perhaps he challenges Drew McIntyre, or even aligns with someone like Solo Sikoa, or opposes him, giving SmackDown a new monster feud to build. His matches could showcase speed plus power, a combination less typical in the current roster, bringing a fresh stylistic contrast. Because he's newer, there may be less immediate star pull compared to established veterans. It may require a longer build for Femi to become credible in high-stakes matches, championships, main events. WWE Creative must commit to elevating him, or else the replacement will feel like a downgrade. Yes, stepping back into the veteran lane. Randy Orton. As one article argues, from Sportskeeda, Orton could be considered a replacement for Fatu if WWE chooses to thrust him back into a prominent SmackDown spot. Orton is a proven commodity, with name recognition, legitimacy, and storytelling ability. Bringing him into the mix offers immediate star power and headline worthiness, which helps mitigate the loss of Fatu's momentum. Orton has the ability to elevate younger talent around him, acting as a built-in rub for whomever he faces. What the angle could be? Orton returns to claim his place on SmackDown, targeting someone aligned with Fatu's storyline, perhaps Solo Sikoa, the Bloodline, or a rising star like Femi. He could call out the new breed of monster and position himself as the measured veteran who takes them down. Alternatively, he might pivot to a heel role, becoming the complacent legend who resents the new generation. This gives SmackDown a veteran vs rookie/monster dynamic. Wrestling pundits have noted Orton isn't full-time anymore. His appearances may be sporadic, which could hamper a consistent storyline. Fans expecting fresh faces might see this as recycling rather than innovation. The replacement may feel more like a fallback than a bold new direction if not handled carefully. At the top of the list, Gunther. Widely regarded as one of the most dominant champions in recent memory, Gunther's return, after injury, could be the perfect moment for SmackDown to seize. As noted, Gunther fits the role of the monster on SmackDown perfectly. Gunther has the in-ring credibility, the international fanbase, and the aura of dominance needed to fill Fatu's void. His absence due to a nose injury gives a natural storytelling catalyst. His return can be framed as reclamation, vengeance, or domination anew. Sportskeeda +1. Matching Gunther against the established SmackDown heavyweights, Cody Rhodes, Drew McIntyre, etc., offers high-stakes feuds right away. What the angle could be? Gunther returns to SmackDown with a statement. He was robbed of his spotlight, the monster title, and he wants retribution. He might actively hunt down the previous top monster, Fatu's faction or allies, then set his sights on the champion. Alternatively, creative could build a Clash of Titans storyline between Gunther and Femi, the established monster versus the up-and-coming one, which would immediately generate interest. If WWE books him poorly, squashes too many opponents, minimal character development, the momentum might stall. His previous run and title reign may make the replacement feel more like, we just moved the same piece. Though arguably that's still fine if executed well. WWE must ensure he appears often enough to justify his top slot status. Otherwise his return will disappoint. Comparative summary. Candidate strength weakness Oba Femi fresh, exciting, long-term upside needs time to build credibility Randy Orton veteran star power, immediate draw risk of feeling recycled, less long-term upside Gunther top-tier monster legitimacy, high credibility need to book him consistently, risk of overfamiliarity. Transitional storyline. Use Fatu's injury/attack angle. He was shown backstage injured during SmackDown, which changed the main event to Cody Rhodes vs Drew McIntyre. 411mania.com as a launching pad. The attacker could be revealed to align with the new replacement, Gunther or Femi interfering. Factions vs Lone Wolves. Suppose Oba Femi aligns himself with the Bloodline or a new stable. Orton plays the lone veteran. Gunther returns with his own army or silent enforcers. Monster Tournament. WWE could run a short tournament to determine Fatu's successor on SmackDown. Say quarterfinals among Femi, Gunther, Orton, plus others, culminating in a showdown. Championship implications. The new replacement should be inserted into a high-stakes scene. A U.S. title chase, intercontinental title, or even a path to the undisputed WWE Championship. This ensures the slot vacated by Fatu is treated as meaningful, not second tier. Conclusion. While losing a talent like Jacob Fatu would be a blow to SmackDown's roster depth and momentum, it also opens a window of creative opportunity. Whether WWE chooses to invest in the seismic expansion of a new star, Oba Femi, lean on veteran credibility, Randy Orton, or raid night dominance with a proven monster, Gunther, depends on how boldly they want to refresh the brand. My pick. Gunther offers the highest immediate upside with built-in credibility. But if WWE aims for long-term building, Oba Femi is the most exciting wild card. Let me know if you'd like to explore 3 more replacement options, or dig into how each replacement could play out visually, promo-wise, and in match structure on SmackDown.